Hi, thanks for watching. Today, Friday, March 10th, 2023, is the worldwide launch of NancyStamps' new products and collaboration with Spellbinders. In celebration, several of us have gotten together to put on some videos today. You're going to want to watch all the videos, leave a comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channels of the creators. And in doing so, you become eligible to win a $25 gift certificate from Spellbinders. This is a gift certificate that is given away by Nancy. It is open to everyone, including international. So you see here a photo that features the products that are available today at Spellbinders with NancyStamps Toolbox Essentials. The products designed by Nancy include this hot foil plate called Nailed It. I created a video using this hot foil plate, and I also did a live using this hot foil plate. I'll have those linked below. Nancy also created this stamp and die set. This is called A Cut Above the Rest Sentiments. It includes 13 clear stamps and 3 cutting dies. And the die set, which is called All the Tools and features 25 dies, which is what we're going to play with today. Let's get started. When you receive your die set, this is what it looks like when it comes in the mail from Spellbinders. Again, it has all these wonderful dies that cut out all these awesome tools. Now, I have pre-cut everything in advance, as you can see. I am going to also pull a sentiment from the sentiment stamp set and use that on a card that I make. And I want to show you what the foil plate looks like too, so that you get an idea of what these products look like when they come from Spellbinders. The foil plate has a separate sentiment that says Nailed It. So all 3 products created by Nancy. So for today, I'm going to be using some Barely Art glue. I just got a new bottle of it, so I'm going to go ahead and open this and prepare it so that I can glue my tools together. You can purchase this Barely Art glue through Spellbinders. This is the 4-ounce bottle, and it includes the glue and a little kit that has the tip and the pin in it. So what you receive is the ultra fine tip, the fine tip, and a tip cap. Then there's also a pin that you can use for cleaning. So what's nice about this is it dries clear, and it has a little bit of wiggle room when you first apply the glue to your paper. There's just a little bit of time that you can wiggle things around and get it all lined up correctly. If you've ever used liquid glue before, you know what I'm talking about. All right, so now that I have the Barely Art glue here, I'm going to go ahead and open up the lid and peel off this seal. I am going to have to use my X-Acto cutting knife just to make sure I get a nice clean release. You want to peel this all off the best that you can. I know I'm going to get a little bit of glue on my fingers here, but that's okay. I have some baby wipes nearby. Do your best to get the seal and everything off of the rim there before you put your, I use the ultra fine tip before you put your tip on. What I like about it is it comes with the little plastic cylinder. You can see it to the right of my screen. It's got a place where you can store the extra tips so you don't lose them. So that's very convenient. All right, so I got all that seal off, and I'm putting that lid on, and you can see that I'm going to go ahead and slide the pin inside. And I just keep the pin inside. I don't know if you're supposed to, but when I use my Barely Art glue, I keep the pin in there. And they even sell replacement pins out there, so if you ever have a problem or lose it, no worries, you can get a replacement. But I do take a little piece of the Spellbinders Best Tape Ever, and it's the best craft tape ever. It's this yellow tape. I put a little bit on the side of my bottle, and then I can slide my pin in between my bottle and that tape. That way I don't lose my pin. All right, let's get to gluing here. So I'm using my waffle flower water media mat because, well, it's going to be a good place for me to store all the little bits and pieces of the die set. As you can see, to the left here, the media mat has these little wells in it. So I'm using that to store all the little parts of the die set. Now, first I'm gluing this ruler. I decided to make the ruler yellow with the black part that is sort of the back of the ruler, which makes a really nice look because it certainly looks like a real ruler. I'm just going to put these together first, and you can see I did die cut multiple rulers. I die cut multiple hammers and everything that I die cut because I figured if I'm going through it and I'm going to be making several cards, I might as well go ahead and cut out multiples. It does come with two different kind of wrenches. It comes with tin snips, or the thing that kind of looks like a scissors, but they're used to cut metal. There's a screwdriver and a paintbrush and a paint roller, and it comes with, and did I say hammer? It comes with a hammer. It comes with the handles that you then can glue to each tool. So today I'm going to walk you through each one and how everything gets assembled. Now, in the interest of time, I am going to fast forward my video only because, first of all, I'm a slow crafter, and second of all, we don't want to nobody wants to watch like a 20-30 minute video, right? Okay, so here's the handle to the saw. It actually has two parts to it, and I've made mine the colors orange and blue. No particular reason. I'm just trying to make them colorful. You can cut them out with any colors that you would like. And then once you have those two parts to the handle done, you can glue the handle now to the saw blade. And it's super realistic. Great job on these dies. And I cut the saw blade and all of my tools in this metallic holographic silver foil. Doesn't that look awesome? I just love putting these together. They're just so well done and so detailed, right? Spellbinders does such a great job with their dies, and Nancy did a really great job in creating this set. So there's I'm just going to call them tin snips, metal scissors, whatever. Have that together. Now I'll go ahead and build my hammer. And the hammer has two parts. So it's got the handle that you can glue on, that gives the handle some color. And then it has this little accent oval that goes right in the middle. And you can see, really, I'm not sticking to one color. I am trying to make everything colorful. Now this wrench, I don't know what kind of wrench this is, but I do know that it's super cute. And then I realized I grabbed the wrong piece. This piece goes with this wrench. The wrench that has two ends to it. I know one's called a socket wrench. And then I don't know what this one's called, but it has this red, what I'm using in the color red. It has this accent piece that you can put in the middle. And then it has a small part, for lack of a better word, that you put on it. And it goes right on the edge. And basically, this is the kind of wrench that you can adjust. I don't know how else to explain it. This is too funny, me trying to explain tools. But, you know, seriously, the idea of having this tool set is going to be so useful for so many cards, and not just for men. So, for example, here's this awesome paint roller. You know, somebody could be getting a new apartment or a new house, and they probably will want to paint their walls. Last time I checked, men and women paint walls. So how cool would this be to give a card using this paint roller? Now, for the paint roller cotton roller part, I know it has a name. I don't know what it is. I just made that in white. There's also a paint brush that you could put on a card with this paint roller. I think that would look really nice. But let's go ahead and do the screwdriver. And the screwdriver has the base of the handle. I did that in blue. And then there's a small part that goes right at the tip of the handle. And what I did was then I just used up all of my pieces that I cut, and I just made the tools in various colors using red, blue, and orange colored cardstock. And I wasn't able to video myself creating all the tools, but I did video myself pretty much up until this tool, just to give you an idea of how you can use your tweezers to help you with these littler pieces. And the tweezers also help me as I'm applying the glue and putting the part or the handles on these tools, just to keep things straight and neat. Helps me to line things up better, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. And I use the tweezers to hold the pieces together after I glue them, just to give it that extra squeeze to make sure that it adheres. And then this little orange bit, I use a piece of the best craft tape ever from Spellbinders to help me hold it before I go ahead and glue it. And so I've got it on the tweezers, trying to figure out which side I want to adhere and which side faces up. And I'm looking in the light here. My vision is just getting worse and worse the older I get. And I'm just kind of fidgeting around here and trying to decide which side do I want to put the glue on. And using this tape to hold it, I just add a little drop of glue. That's all you need, is a little bit. And then I use my tweezers to grab it and put it onto the screwdriver. Next, I'm going to get my Glimmer machine out and hot foil a background plate that I'm going to use as my background for the cards that I'm going to create. I will have all these products linked below in my description box. If you use my affiliate links, I get a small commission that helps my channel grow. However, it doesn't cost you anything. Now let's go ahead and grab this Glimmer plate and start foiling. This is hot foiling. I'm using the Spellbinders Glimmer machine and the Spellbinders Platinum 6. What I did was I went to my stash and I'm using the crossed lines hot foil plate. As you can see, the lines are crossed. That's why it's called the crossed lines. And I foiled that on white paper with copper foil. And this is red paper with silver foil. And like I said, I just kind of grabbed some colored papers and I grabbed some foils. This is a rainbow foil using a lime green piece of cardstock. I let it sit on my Glimmer plate for about 30 seconds because everything is really hot at this point. I don't have to leave it there for a long time for the foil to transfer. Again, this is hot foil from Spellbinders. I've got this navy cardstock and I'm going to use a piece of silver hot foil. When you hot foil on your Glimmer and any machine, you want to put that foil pretty side down or shiny side down. I did it incorrectly once, and that's why my foil plate actually foiled. But it doesn't matter. It still works perfectly fine. All right, so I'm going to use some orange cardstock for the foiling, but this one is navy blue with silver, and I really like that one. I was really pleased with how that one turned out. And what color foil did I use with the orange? Oh, I used the copper. And then I've got a piece of blue. I guess you would call it turquoise. Here we go. Here's the bronze, the copper and the orange. That looks great. Then I've got the turquoise paper going through with some rainbow foil. That's the one is called rainbow and one is called mini rainbow stripes. Then I've got this nice green paper. And everything is foiling really well. I have a little bit of overfoiling. I'm not worried about it. I can knock it off with a brush. Okay, and the green paper I foiled with gold hot foil. And now I have a piece of rainbow. And I'm going to use just plain white cardstock for that. I think the green and the gold looks awesome. And now I have running it through my platinum machine. And that pressure helped to get that foil to adhere. And that turned out really nice. Rainbow always looks great. Okay, and we've got one more with the rainbow on white. Looks great. Now it's time to assemble the cards. I realized that I accidentally did not die cut the handles of my little paint brushes. So I had some wood grain paper that my friend Chow provided a while ago, and I used that wood grain paper to die cut the handles of the paintbrushes. Now let's go ahead and open up our Spellbinders tape runner, and we will go ahead and assemble these beautiful cards. I am going to be using foil cardstock for the most part to serve as a matte layer for each of these cards. This is this beautiful holographic yellow, I call it a yellow green, and it goes really well, I think, with this green paper cardstock that I foiled with gold foil. And yes, my tools are silver, but I think it looks great together. I used the sentiment I appreciate you, which is done on a craft cardstock with glittery gold embossing powder. And I'm just trying to figure out my layout. Any way that you lay it out, it's going to look great. I just thought I would try to stick to this odd number, having 3 tools on the front with the sentiment below. This would be a great thank you card, or just a card to let somebody know that, you know, they are appreciated. I like the sentiment, and I especially like the way the hot foiled background panel just draws your attention in to what's in the middle of the card, which are the tin snips. And then I just have the screwdriver and one of the wrenches off to the side, and I angled those to give it that nice look. And that one turned out great. All right, next we have the blue panel, and I have my foam dots from Spellbinders. And the blue panel, I actually just used a piece of orange cardstock as my card base. So this turquoise blue looks really pretty with orange, I think. You can pick any colors that you want. It's your card. But because my hammer has that orange handle with the blue accent, I was liking the way this all went together. I am using some foam tape to pop this hammer up, and I'm going to use the foam squares to pop up the sentiment. And for my sentiment, I picked Nailed It, and I heat embossed it with black embossing powder. This is very similar to a card that Leah made on Nancy's channel. All right, now we've got this gorgeous silver with navy And I am using some silver holographic for my matte layer. And I've got 4 different tools. The sentiment says, "He who has the most tools wins." And this is just real classy looking. I think that hot foil in the background just really makes it shine, literally. We've got the tin snips, the 2 different wrenches, of course the screwdriver, and these are accented with orange and navy blue as far as the handles go. So that looks really nice. I like that card. All right, now we have some gold foil for the matte layer, and I've got the orange panel which I hot foiled with gold foil, and I'm going to trim this down a little bit. You know, I did trim them once already, but sometimes you go ahead and make your final cuts. I did cut some words out of that gold foil because it is so pretty. So I had a die nearby that I grabbed and cut out that for a later card. I am using the Spellbinders foam dots on both the saw and the sentiment. And the sentiment is a cut above the rest, heat embossed with black embossing powder. This card looks really classy. Wait till you see. It's simple. It's got 1 tool in the sentiment, but that hot foil just takes it up a notch. All right, now I've got this beautiful maroon cardstock with that gorgeous silver hot foil. And I'm just putting this one together next. So I've got silver cardstock as my matte layer, and this sentiment says, "Love you to bits." And just like I did with my other sentiments, I used some foam to pop it up, and then I glued the tools down to the panel. I will have a still photo of all the cards together here at the end. If you're new, I would love it if you would become a subscriber to my channel, and in order to qualify for the prize that Nancy is going to pull, you must be a subscriber to not only my channel, but all the other channels that are part of this hop. Don't forget to look in the description box below for all the other YouTubers who are participating in this hop. Don't forget to like this video and leave a comment so that you can be entered for the prize. Thanks so much for watching. Have a hopeful day. Bye-bye.